You've heard the name Jeffrey Epstein. The whole world has. He was arrested, went to prison, and his powerful circle started crumbling piece by piece. But what if I told you there's someone right here in the US, deep inside the Hollywood system, now facing serious allegations, and some people believe not enough are paying attention? No one from this story shows up in the Epstein files. Not a single mention. Not one connection. Yet there are two major federal lawsuits filed against Tyler Perry, totaling over $337 million in claimed damages. We're talking about court filings, alleged messages cited in those filings, and named plaintiffs. And one woman has been speaking publicly about Perry for years. They called her crazy, jealous, bitter, but her name is Jaguar Wright, and she says these lawsuits support what she's been claiming, though her statements remain allegations and opinions, not court rulings. Stay locked in, because by the time this video ends, you'll see exactly why Jaguar Wright looked into the camera and said, "Tyler Perry is worse than Epstein." That's her statement, not a legal finding. This isn't about who's in the Epstein files. Tyler Perry's name is not there, and we'll be clear about that. But something significant is unfolding right now in federal court. Two different men, both black actors, both working on Tyler Perry Productions, filed separate lawsuits just 6 months apart. They didn't know each other, didn't trade stories, yet in their filings, they describe what they allege is a disturbing pattern. These are not internet rumors. These are active legal cases, and the allegations are serious. Perry, through legal representation, denies wrongdoing. As you keep watching, what you learn might make you question how power operates in Hollywood. The things these men accuse him of doing, according to their lawsuits, are described as deeply troubling. So who exactly is Tyler Perry? If you don't know his story, here's the short version. He came from nothing, has spoken about once sleeping in his car, and started out writing and performing plays in southern black churches. Everyday folks supported his hustle and helped him rise to fame. Fast forward to today, Tyler Perry is a billionaire, as confirmed by Forbes. He owns a massive 330-acre film studio in Atlanta, built on what used to be a Confederate Army base. It's widely reported to be larger than Warner Brothers, Paramount Pictures, and Sony Pictures combined. He produces for BET, Netflix, and OWN. His Medea movies alone have pulled in hundreds of millions. And yet, despite all that success, critics and accusers argue that something darker deserves scrutiny beneath the surface. Claims that Perry strongly disputes. Forbes confirmed his billionaire status. Oprah Winfrey has publicly praised him as proof that a black man can build an empire in Hollywood. But here's where things twist. Let's talk about Jaguar Wright, a singer and longtime industry voice who has been calling out powerful names in entertainment for years. Jaguar says she doesn't take hush money. She doesn't disappear. She has spoken about Whitney Houston, Aaliyah, and Sean Combs long before investigations or arrests involving others ever made headlines. Supporters say she's been vindicated before. Critics say she makes unproven claims. For years, she has warned people about Tyler Perry, alleging she saw him at private parties and claiming he operates within a protection system inside the industry. Allegations that have not been proven in court and that Perry has not admitted to. And now, with two federal lawsuits active, the conversation is getting louder. So why does this matter right now? Because as of February 2026, there are two active federal lawsuits filed against Tyler Perry, together demanding $337 million in claimed damages. We're talking about evidence cited in court filings, alleged text messages, dates, names, and locations spelled out in legal documents. And while all this is unfolding in court, Perry is still working, still producing, and some critics argue mainstream media coverage has been limited. That perceived silence is exactly what Jaguar Wright has been talking about for years, and that's where this story starts heating up. The first lawsuit? It comes from Derek Dixon, an actor from Perry's show The Oval. In June 2025, he filed a $260 million sexual harassment lawsuit against Perry. According to the complaint, Dixon alleges that Perry climbed into his bed uninvited while he was sleeping in a guest house. He also claims Perry pushed him against a wall inside his trailer on set and sent him numerous messages over time, messages that are quoted in the court documents. Perry has denied the allegations through legal counsel. One message cited in the filing allegedly reads, "What's it going to take for you to have guiltless texts? Have you found that yet in therapy?" That quote appears in the complaint. Another message, also included in the filing, allegedly states, "I love killing a mother figure in a show that no one expects." Here's the part Dixon points to in his lawsuit. His character had recently been shot multiple times on the Oval. In the complaint, Dixon suggests the timing and wording felt threatening. That interpretation is part of his legal claim. Perry disputes wrongdoing. According to the lawsuit, Dixon further alleges that Perry offered career incentives, including a car, pay raises, and the possibility of producing his own TV pilot, and that those opportunities disappeared after he refused advances. These claims are detailed in the filing and remain allegations pending court review. Eventually, Dixon went public and gave an interview to ABC News, stating, "My goal is to help ensure that the next generation of actors don't have to choose between their dreams and their dignity."
Justice would look like thinking that I've made a change and that something like this won't happen to another actor that works for him or another actor in the industry. That would be justice for me.
That statement reflects his position as he pursues the case. Then came the second lawsuit, this one from Mario Rodriguez, seeking $77 million in damages. In December 2025, Rodriguez, who appeared in Boo, a Medea Halloween, filed his own lawsuit against Perry. In his complaint, Rodriguez alleges Perry grabbed him without consent, made unwanted advances over several years, and invited him to his Los Angeles home under the pretense of watching a movie, where he claims an assault occurred. Perry denies these allegations. Rodriguez has stated that he decided to come forward after reading about Dixon's lawsuit. According to his account, that's when he realized he wasn't alone. Two different men, two separate lawsuits filed months apart, each alleging a similar pattern. The cases are active, the allegations are serious, and the legal process is ongoing. And this is where things start getting even darker. Because 2 years before either of these lawsuits were filed, another voice in Hollywood had already raised concerns publicly. Back in December 2023, Christian Keyes went live on Instagram, visibly emotional, claiming that a powerful Black Hollywood billionaire had allegedly harassed him for years, dating back to 2005. He did not name anyone directly. He also alleged that this individual had a team on payroll whose role was to protect him and silence critics. These statements were made publicly by Keyes, but no specific person was identified in that livestream. Keyes said the situation became so intense that he began carrying a pocket recorder with him to document interactions in case something happened. While he never mentioned Tyler Perry by name, some observers online speculated about possible connections, noting that 2005 was the year Keyes appeared in Perry's film Diary of a Mad Black Woman. However, that speculation remains just that.
Is this some bullshit? Is this another one of those meetings where you meet with a Black billionaire businessman, and while my manager was there, everything is everything. I got my Kinko's presentation with the plastic cover on it. I paid good money on this, good money. I'm running it down like you can invest in this, that, and the other. As soon as my manager leaves, he moves into a conference room. And I'm like, okay, it's a conference room. Nothing sketchy about this. Didn't realize that the doors on the side of the conference room right there led into his suite. So about 8 or 10 minutes, I'm nervous and I'm like, okay, you changing? You got to use the bathroom. Is it number 2? Cool. He comes back in silk pajamas, silk robe, right as they're delivering strawberries and champagne like this is Pretty Woman or a fucking date. Now, I'm like, wait, whoa, this ain't that. I'm not him, and this ain't that. I'd love for you to invest in my company. He probably should have, because he would own a piece of all the Queen's Men. The books I've already sold, the 6 or 8 books I'm about to release, all of that. He would have had a piece of all of that monetarily, but he didn't. He was thinking with his dick. And yeah, he came back in, grabbed a strawberry, sat down, and I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. You got my presentation, I'm gone. He's like, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. He's like, are you sure? That second, are you sure, means if you don't stay and do what I want, you're not going to get what you're hoping for. Now, this particular guy is out here paying tuition for entire classes of HBCUs after this sketchy shit. Want to air him out too. I'm just tired of carrying this bullshit with me.
But in January 2026, Keyes spoke up.
Keyes did not formally accuse Perry in that live stream. Shortly afterward, the videos were deleted, and Keyes stopped speaking publicly about the matter. Online commentary suggested various theories, including speculation that he may have been pressured or paid to remain silent, but there is no verified evidence supporting those claims. Then, in January 2026, Keys resurfaced. This time, in a different dispute, he publicly accused Tyler Perry Studios of attempting to remove or diminish his creator credit on the television series All the Queen's Men. He stated that he involved the Writers Guild to resolve the issue and restore proper credit. That dispute centers on creative and contractual matters, separate from the earlier harassment claims. During those discussions, Keys also stated that later seasons of the show took a direction he did not agree with creatively, claiming the tone shifted after Perry assumed greater creative control. Those comments reflect a creative disagreement, not a criminal allegation. Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright publicly supported Keys and reiterated her own long-standing claims about Perry. She has alleged that he operates within a protective structure inside the industry. Among her more controversial statements is what she referred to as a white twinks payroll, her term for what she claims is a group of individuals allegedly tasked with defending Perry's image online and discrediting critics. These are her allegations and have not been independently verified. Wright has argued that, in her view, surrounding himself with certain employees helps shape public perception and control narratives. She claims this dynamic discourages potential accusers and reframes criticism as jealousy or attempts to undermine a successful black businessman. Again, these statements are her opinion and allegations. They are not court findings. Wright has also claimed that she personally saw Perry at private parties hosted by Sean Combs, including gatherings she described as secretive. She has suggested that attendance at such events created divisions within the industry.
Listen to this, guys. Tell me what you think.
Actors, they're not allowed to consort with me. Because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time. I spent a lot of time in Miami, and I snuck around Star Island quite a bit. I know Christian isn't lying, but I need him to tell me what happened to my friends.
And more importantly, who was going to play into exactly what I thought they were going to play into. And I wish I could have been more surprised. But from the second that I did Pierce Morgan, right after Diddy got arrested, I said some things. And everything happened just like I said.
It's interesting.
But I said some things last year on the couch. And I think a lot of people keep forgetting about what I say. I think people are so busy trying to disprove the reality.
What's clear is this: these accusations and counter-accusations are fueling a broader public debate. But as of now, they remain allegations, disputed claims, and ongoing legal matters rather than proven facts. And it didn't stop there. Jaguar Wright claims that after she began speaking publicly, Tyler Perry allegedly warned members of his cast and crew not to communicate with her, allegedly saying that anyone who engaged with her could lose their job. That claim comes from Wright and has not been independently verified. Perry has not publicly confirmed issuing any such directive. Jaguar's supporters argue her credibility is strong because she previously made public claims about Sean Combs before his legal troubles escalated, and she spoke about Whitney Houston and Aaliyah years before renewed public scrutiny around their stories. Critics, however, say past commentary does not automatically validate current allegations, so when she says Tyler Perry is worse than Epstein, that is her opinion, not a legal conclusion, and it has not been established in court. Think about it. Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, charged, and faced massive media coverage across networks like CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC. Brands distanced themselves, political figures commented, and investigations followed. That level of scrutiny was visible and intense. By contrast, critics argue that despite two active federal lawsuits totaling $337 million in claimed damages, including alleged text message evidence cited in filings, media coverage of the allegations against Perry has been more limited. Others counter that coverage decisions vary by newsroom and legal stage. Either way, the perception of silence is part of the broader debate. Some commentators suggest that Perry's status in Hollywood contributes to that perception. He employs hundreds of people, owns one of the largest production studios in Atlanta, and is widely regarded as a self-made success story. To many, he represents resilience and entrepreneurial achievement. Supporters argue that reputation deserves protection from unproven allegations. Critics argue that influence can discourage scrutiny. Both perspectives exist. Comparisons have also been made to how the media treated Sean Combs, who faced public arrest coverage and rapid brand distancing after charges were filed. In Perry's case, while lawsuits are active, he has not been criminally charged and he continues to work and produce projects. That distinction is legally significant. Perry is represented by attorney Alex Spiro, who has publicly described the lawsuits as money grabs and fabricated nonsense. That is the defense's position. The plaintiffs strongly dispute that characterization. The legal battle is ongoing. As of February 2026, both lawsuits remain active. Derek Dixon's case was moved from California to federal court in Georgia. Some legal analysts suggest venue strategy can be part of standard legal procedure, though motives are debated. Dixon has continued speaking publicly about his claims. Meanwhile, Mario Rodriguez's case remains in California and is moving through the legal process. Both men maintain their allegations. Perry denies wrongdoing. No final judgment has been issued. And here's the fact-check moment. Tyler Perry's name does not appear in the publicly released Epstein documents. There is no documented connection there. This story is not about Epstein. It's about two active lawsuits, disputed allegations, and a public debate over power, influence, and accountability in entertainment. And now, here's the fact-check moment we promised. We searched the Epstein files ourselves. Tyler Perry's name does not appear anywhere in those publicly released documents. Zero results. Zero documented connection. This story isn't about Jeffrey Epstein. It's about two active lawsuits, real court filings, and two men who allege they were abused by one of the most powerful figures in entertainment, and a woman named Jaguar Wright who has been making accusations for years, allegations that remain unproven in court. So here's the real question. Do you think Tyler Perry will actually face accountability if the courts find merit in these claims? Or will his money, power, and legal defense be enough to defeat the allegations? Drop your thoughts below. Be honest. And if this video made you see things differently, share it, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because this story isn't over. The cases are still active, the legal process is ongoing, and whatever the outcome is, it hasn't been decided yet. The truth, that will be determined in court.